So I'm sitting here in my nice warm house studying the Scion. And it is chilly out there. It's look at the weather. It's rainy and cold, actually kind of cold. Says the one that's been in hot weather for a year. Literally, it does get chilly. Sometimes. Not really. It just feels a little chilly because you're hot all the time. I mean, I'm from Idaho, and around 65 is perfect for working and anything else. It's not 65. Anyway, but if you live here, this is your life, been here for your whole life, this is chilly. So the point is that I was just sitting here in my nice warm house. I had a little snack with my wife. I'm studying my Scion with Judy Dyadic. Great class. Already mentioned her in another video. And I just saw my brother-in-law go by. And he's driving, whoops, sorry. He's driving one of those. In the rain. And they do that every day. It's not a big deal here. He has a plastic sort of thing over the door and keeping him relatively dry. But what time is it? It's about 5:30. And those guys have been working since 6 o'clock this morning. And they're selling vegetables. He was driving through my neighborhood saying, "Gulai, gulai, gulai." That's vegetable, vegetable, vegetable. And I was just thinking how that would be if I had to go every day out and do what he does. I have been there. I'm 52. I'm not there anymore. And I'm not raising kids anymore. He's got 7 of them. He's got to raise 7 kids. So he doesn't get to take a day off or do anything like that. And I'm just appreciating my brother-in-law right now. Watching what he's doing. Him and his wife, not just him and his wife are in that tricycle, and they are full up to the rim with vegetables, and they're going around. They've got their little scale, and they're selling house to house. Common here. But they only do it when they can't. I don't know. Sometimes they come through here and do that. But I don't think that's what they normally do. Normally my family has their vegetable stand. Some of the kids help, and that's what they do. So, imagine if that was your life. And they're doing it. And well, when he gets the vegetable stand set up, I believe, I'm not positive about this, but then he leaves his wife and maybe a daughter. Yes, I think this is what they do. He leaves his wife and a daughter, one of the kids. They help, and it's usually right near my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and my other sister-in-law. They all have a vegetable stand. And then he leaves, and he goes and drives that tricycle all day long. And let me tell you something. The driver of that tricycle has to sit kind of on the tank. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. Can't believe they haven't changed the design of a motorcycle specifically for that. I'm sure there must be, some kind of problems that you get because of that. Anyway, so he runs around all day and takes people where they want to go, collecting fares, like a taxi. And then, at the end of that day, he then has to go back to the vegetable stand, to his vegetable stand, and help pack it up. We're talking like 8 o'clock at night. And then he has to pack all of my mother-in-law's stuff up and bring it all the way over here. He helps her. He does that for her every day. Every day. And in the morning, I don't know. I don't think he does it in the morning, but he does it at night. And then, and I believe he does his sister Jo also. And his own. That's 3. He has to do the work for 3 people as far as transportation goes. I'm not sure if he does Jo or not, but I know he does himself and his mother-in-law. So, you want to talk about a man. That's a man. That's a man. Gets up early in the morning, works his ass off all day long, every day, into the night, to raise his kids and to help his mother-in-law. I appreciate that. I really do. I've been there, done that. I'm not there anymore. But he is, and he's doing it. He doesn't just leave because he's got 7 kids and not enough money. He never even thinks about doing that. He has his wife is my wife's sister. She is Jackie. It's Jackie and Bam. And you've seen some of his kids in my house, along with Joe's kids. They've been here. They always, whenever there's a party down the street, you know, like father-in-law's birthday, those kids, I can be doing anything and they'll come, and then I just feel the need to leave because they turn on movies and talk, and they watch things that I don't want to watch. I don't want to hear. I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear cartoons and all that. I don't like it. I'm over raising kids, and so I give them my house, and I leave, and I go down there with the adults, and sometimes they come, they get me more than once. They have to get me to help with the TV or whatever. My smart TV is extremely stupid, and but that's the only time he takes any time off. He takes time off when when they have something. Everybody does. They when there's some kind of a family engagement, like a birthday, everybody comes. You know what? June didn't come. I'm gonna have to find out what the story is on that. June is another Seventh-day Adventist. Him and his family don't come to the parties usually, and they're doing very well. They do the farm up by my farm with. Jake does my farm, and he's my brother-in-law, foreman, and he runs my farm. June does the same thing, but this is what, there's a difference. June's married to a Seventh-day Adventist. I believe he takes Saturday off, and I think they do go to church. And I just notice a difference in the way they are. They don't show up at the parties because there's alcohol. I mean, he's been to them. You don't have to drink when you go there, but they'll try to get you to. They always try to give me a drink. And I just say, no, thank you. But that's something I have to think about. June he doesn't show up. I think it's rooted in his what he's doing as far as his church goes, and saving energy, trying to raise his kids. He recently, with his crop, bought a new house. He's doing really well, doing great. They work hard. These people work hard. Hard-working people. And my brother-in-law, the people in my family, they are the hardest workers I've ever seen. Except in my family. My father used to hire people just like them. And we used to work, we've even worked 24-hour shifts at times. Well, I did that once. Maybe twice, when I was much younger. But The thing is, they don't care about how much they make. They don't care. They just want to be working. That's what they need to do every day. If you've got 7 kids, you need to go out the door and stay gone all day and into the night, because you need to get whatever you can and bring it back. That's reality. And everybody in my family does just that. Love it. Good people. Even my mother and father-in-law, they have a vegetable stand. They work every day. They're 65, and they work every day. They stand out there all day long. And then when you see them here for the day or something like that, you'll see my father-in-law at 5 o'clock in the morning going over to my land right around the corner there and doing work on the micro farm that we have. And today, I think it was his day off. Today he was taking my materials and headed down the road to build himself a CR. That's a restroom. Block, sand. He hauled it all over there today with himself. And a bicycle. You know, I don't know how to explain it. It's a working bicycle. It has a cargo area. Many of those around here. I'd never want to ride one of those. Seems too hard to me. But anyway, so I'm just telling you, that's how the people are here. They are hardworking people. And so that's why I want to learn how to do this language. Because I want to talk to them. I love my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, everybody in my family-in-law. I think they're great. The only one I can really talk to well is my daughter Lucci, and she speaks really well in English. She loves me. I love her. She's like 22. She's professional, and she's a great gal. And my wife. My wife speaks really good English. Unless she gets frustrated, then she starts stumbling. Her English starts getting really bad when she's frustrated, and she is once in a while. Anyway, thank you. I just wanted to tell you that. I watched my brother ride by, and he stuck his hand out. I was not recognizing him at first, you know, right down there in his tricycle. I was thinking, is that Bam? And then he stuck his hand out and waved at me, and then he went around this corner right here, yelling, "Gulai, gulai, gulai!" Oh, jeez. There's another guy that does that at 5 o'clock in the morning. He has this voice that rings out. I'm pretty sure he's the guy that wakes everybody up. I think that's what his job is. But he says, "Ban set!" Really loud. Really loud. He just really bugles his voice out there, and he's saying pancit. He's selling pancit at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, and there's nothing in him. There's no inhibition at all. The sun hasn't come up, and he's out here working. And he doesn't care if anybody wakes up. Who can blame him? He's working. Just don't know how he makes any sales at 5 o'clock in the morning when people are still sleeping. But then again, does anybody sleep here? I don't think they do. I heard a guy last night right across the street right there sawing wood at 1:30 in the morning. Lord have mercy. And then at 4 o'clock, my next door neighbor, he cranked up his really loud motorcycle, and I guess he was irritated because he wasn't sleeping and he wanted everybody else to wake up, so he just hit the throttle on that thing. Like he really was trying to wake everybody up, backfiring and everything else. He gets a mood every now and again. This is the province. Life in the province. It's hard to get used to, but it's worth it. For the most part, people are pretty decent, but when they're not decent, they are extremely indecent. And you will not believe some of the things that they will do, especially if you're white. I think they treat you completely different because you're white. First, all the kids, when I walk up and down the street, they're always, "Hi," and they all give me too much attention. And then the adults, they all want to talk to me and, "Hey." because I'm white. It's only because I'm white. They don't do that to anybody else. I don't see it. You get treated differently, and they treat you really well. But then if you make any mistake, any at all, they're like, oh my God. The whole tribe comes out at once into the street to see what's going on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Over spilt milk. Seriously, nothing. You know what? I just, the other day, I threw water off my balcony after explaining to all the kids, move! And I don't think I should have to ask. Just get the hell out of the way. You're in my yard. But I was really polite and really disgusting because I don't really like being polite. Kids, just get out of my way. But I was polite, and they moved, and then they taunted me. And I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? What do your parents live around here? Where are they? Do they see you acting like that? And I didn't say any of that. I just said, okay, just stay back. I'm throwing water, and I demonstrated what I was doing. And then I went to do my thing. I had to go get another bucket of water, chuck it off, and the two met. The water and the kid, they met. I thought it was great. I absolutely loved it. Kid deserved it, and I don't care. That's no problem. Got him wet. Next thing you know, the prez is down here. There's an investigation. There's parents beating drums up and down the road. Not really, but just about. They've got spears and pitchforks and everything else. They're coming unglued, and the whole neighborhood is watching, and they're all in front of my house. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Nobody acts like that in the United States, except in the inner city, if you know what I mean. I couldn't believe it. I was just appalled. I truly believe that they absolutely owe me an apology. Who comes to arms because their kid's crying because he got wet? You should assume, what did you do? What did you do? You were in his yard playing on his pile of stuff, and he asked you to move, and you did, but then you came back just before he threw You did it. It's not my fault. You know, you're a crappy little kid. You got wet. So what? What the hell are you doing throwing a fit over that? Give me a break. You should have came over and said, oh, I'm sorry that, my son got in your, ran into your water. I hope it didn't disturb your water on the way down. I feel like that's what they should have said to me. But no, they brought pitchforks and everything else. You should have seen them. You should have seen them. I'll tell you, when you go through an experience like that, sometimes it can be difficult to think anything good about the people here. I mean, they treated me like shit over that. And literally, it was an accident. The kid got wet with clean water. Who gives a crap? But anyway, the president had to come over here, and they did an investigation, and all the witnesses said, no, he didn't do anything on purpose. Your kids were being stubborn and ridiculous. That's what the final outcome. But they didn't get that. The next thing you know, my wife sees something on the internet. Somebody's saying something about me on the internet, on Facebook, about wanting to get me deported. Can you believe that shit? They're willing to do something like that over spilt water. There's some real ignorant people here, and when they're ignorant, they don't have a clue about the laws, and their emotions are above all, everything. And I really don't know how to deal with that sort of thing. That really gave me a bad feeling about the Philippines for a good week. So be careful what you do here. Absolutely avoid the kids. I do usually, but how can you avoid them when they're right under your house? And you're trying to work. They literally, a guy can be mixing cement, and they'll practically climb in his shovel. They don't give a crap. And you know what? The Filipinos don't say anything to them. I see kids walking into that yard all the time. They'll walk right in his yard with him standing there. A little gang of them, and they'll walk right into his garden and start picking around, and he never says a word. He only gets close and observes. Yeah, they have the run of the place. And I don't think you can say anything to any of the kids. In my country, I just call the cops or something. Tell them, get the hell out of my yard. Go get your ass out of my yard. And but here you can't. I don't think you can do that. That's what I get. They don't do it. And so, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. Till you know what the hell's going on. I didn't do that on purpose, but it happened, and wow, the experience that I had. And I didn't know the language. I couldn't just simply say, go fuck yourself. Politely, of course. I wouldn't say it like that. But, you know, I couldn't yell back and say, hey, what the hell are you doing? Are you guys idiots? That's a kid. He got wet. Who gives a shit? Do you care when it rains? And he's out here running around in the rain? Who gives a crap? Why do they give a crap? Because the white guy did it. The white guy did it. And he lives in a house and he's rich and he thinks we're shit. That's pretty much what I heard. And then I saw it, and the next morning I saw, you know that scene where the king is in a castle and it's kind of a spoof, fat guy up in a castle and throws the scraps over the wall and it lands all over the dirty little peasants down on the bottom. That's sort of what they felt like when their kid came home crying because he got wet. That's what they felt like. And you know what? If they used their little brains, they could have thought their way right out of that. You know what? That's what I know. They hated me already. And why? Because look at all the houses around here. They're all very small, and I have a very nice, beautiful house. So, right there, you broke the first rule, living in an impoverished area. Don't look like you've got way more than they do. I have a steel roof, 2-story. And it's not very big, it's very small, and I'm lucky to have it, and I'm not rich at all. But everybody here, not everybody, but many people here are envious, and literally, they'll dislike that guy over there for having his new house. And everybody keeps track of everybody's business. And literally, if they have an opportunity to feel like they're on the moral high ground, they will treat you like dirt. That's what happened. That's what they did. And I'm telling you, look, I go around and I am polite to everybody. I'm constantly very friendly to people, and they're all friendly with me. All the kids, they love my dog and me when my wife and I walk up and down the street. So you see, after a while, that people are really nice, but they're not really your friend. No. Nope, they're not. They're passive-aggressive. They don't like you. And I know that a lot of people here do not like me, and they do not like my wife. Doesn't matter how polite they are. If they're asking you questions, they're just trying to find out stuff that they'll later talk about you. They'll say things about you. Yeah, we don't give them any information. We know. You can tell who your friend is. People right across the street, those people over there, really good people. I know that they like us. They've had problems with us before. Right when I got here, I said, what are you doing, man? Turn that stereo down. Hurt his feelings for about 6 months. And now, him and I get along. They brought me a plate of food the other day, and I didn't die after I ate it. And then we brought them a plate of food. So, they're good, and many people around here are good. But trust me, man, be careful. Do not piss any of them off. They do not act like they do in the United States. They are different. A little bit more tribal. And if you mess with one, you're going to have a whole friggin' village. All the village will be right in front of your house. And I swear to God, I almost saw pitchforks and spears. I'm not kidding. With all the bullshit attitudes and all the crap that was going on, and Everybody, I mean, it was like a B flick movie with white guys playing Indians. I mean, circling the wagon. It was crazy. It was really stupid. And it hurt me. It actually hurt me. I feel injured. I'm laughing about it, but I really did. I have never been treated like that in my life. For an accident, for some stupid kid getting wet. I mean, I would do something like that on purpose in America. I don't have any qualms about a kid getting wet. What's wrong with that? Who cares? If he doesn't get out of your way and you told him you were going to throw the water, you throw it on him. He'll learn. What's his parent going to do? Come up and beat your ass? No, I don't think so. So, yeah, I've never been treated like that in my life, and there's been a few other experiences that I call discrimination. And I'll tell you right now, if you're white and you're in this country, you're not accepted by everybody. I promise you. I promise you that. So listen to your wife and stay safe. Because you're not necessarily safe here. It's like cowboys and Indians, like Old West. It's sort of lawless. And you know what? They don't respect, not all of them respect the law. No. Anyway, I've gone on enough, and that was horrible. That was a horrible experience. And I never want to have another experience like that again. But I don't want to stay in my house. By the way, all the videos I'm making right now are in my house. It's because I'm broke. I'm building. We're doing construction. We're getting ready to do that terrace. So we're not spending any money. We're staying home. We are not going out. In fact, we're barely buying groceries. Lucky we eat a lot of vegetables. They're less expensive. Anyway, so it's not all bad, but man, you can have a hell of a negative experience here. They don't treat you rationally. No. Nope, they do not. You make a mistake, any kind of mistake, and they'll treat you a lot differently than you've ever been treated in your life. I'll tell you right now, you be careful. Have a good day. Please like and subscribe. And that's it.